today. Did you get your dose of happiness? Think about that for a moment. And I can bet my very last dollar that you did not think about your hormones. A Google search will confirm that once your hormones reach your brain and the chemicals are transmitted from the synapse to the neuron, then it is called a neurotransmitter. The happiness hormones I'm going to discuss are dopamine, oxytocin, and endorphins. These are the neurotransmitters that are naturally enhancing your happiness and joy. Happiness comes mostly from external factors, like when I look at the calves of my beautiful husband, or joy is coming from internal factors. Now, each of these little moments of happiness is like a precious pearl. We don't always stop to recognize it. But many of these little pearls create joy, and they all add up to a joyful life. Let's start with a story to show the effect of dopamine. Now you've got to imagine me at school, and I learned from a very early age that I am not a sports person, okay? I struggle with that. My saving grace was my love for reading and applying what I learned from that information. My biology teacher encouraged me, and I lived for his praise. May I add, he was also a handsome guy. I did not realize it at the time, but the waiting and the watching and the waiting for his praise made my dopamine soar. That not only enhanced my memory, it also boosted my motivation. Let's compare this experience firstly to science and then to our ABLAZE experience. Dopamine is a neurotransmitter that steers us towards or away from achieving a specific goal. This statement was made by J.M. Wenzel. See in the resources box, chat number 1. Dopamine, let me rephrase that. In the chat box, I've got the list of my resources, and it is point number 1. It is the wanting and the seeking that raises the dopamine. Dopamine is closely involved with the reward system, according to J.S. Wright. And this is the point that I'm making in the resources, point number 2. What is the meaning of this? If we want to improve our speaking skills and we are hungry to obtain it, when our dopamine is flowing, we are feeling perky and motivated. At ABLAZE, we're trying to stimulate this with our themed special events. We learn new things and we share those with each other. Another factor is storytelling that we use on a regular basis in this club. Storytelling is a dopamine enhancer. And this kick is almost available at our every meeting. The sweet anticipation, the waiting for the outcome of the story, that is what's making our dopamine flow. Not only are we learning something new through various methods and styles, we also get the feeling that we're in this together. That is taking us to the other neurotransmitter, oxytocin. Can you remember a time when you went to a networking function and you felt totally out of place? I did, and I can say I hate these events. The reason is simple. There's no bonding, no trust, and seldom any generosity, as everyone is out to find a contact that can buy from them. Let's now look at the science on herding or in-group bonding that we get from oxytocin. According to M. Stallen, the references in chat box number 3, oxytocin is the herding hormone or the in-group bonding. And at ABLAZE, when you discover that you and other members have something in common, that's exactly what's happening. That is why we ask you to tell us a little bit of your personal information. It's because that like-minded people can bond. This is not only helping our current members, but also new prospective members. We have members who are saying it is the social component of Toastmasters that's the best thing for them. And at ABLAZE, we try to encourage this in all kinds of out-of-the-heart things like tea with the president, celebrating your birthdays and your awards. When your oxytocin is flowing, you are feeling generous, trusting, and bonding. And you are bonding. You can, of course, yawn about this, but you can also understand that ABLAZE is doing their darnest to acknowledge you as a person, that you matter and that you belong. When you feel that you belong, you will experience an endorphin hit, a feeling of euphoria. It is providing you with the energy to keep on keeping on. It's the same high that you are getting when you worked hard on a speech and the audience loved your speech because you made them feel great. When you achieve this, you almost feel like you're in a dreamlike state. You are now high. Now that is adding to your joy, happiness, and pleasure. It is exactly on the same level as orgasms and eating appetizing food. You'll get that in note 5. Finally, this is only 3 of 11 happiness hormones. I just concentrated on the most well-known ones. Being involved in this meeting today, even as a visitor, is boosting your happiness hormones. Over time, being actively involved in ABLAZE, you can find happiness and joy. Your body is pushing you to work in that direction, to feed your happiness hormones. Madam Toastmaster, I hope your happiness hormones is now running high. Mr. Toastmaster, back to you.